This is Christine Sohmer of massapequaNEWS.com. For the Newsweek ending October 10th, 2006, the following synopsis and commentary is brought to you by Massapequa Politics. Take a look. If you're tuning in for the first time on massapequaNEWS.com, you are one of thousands of viewers that catch community, political, and criminal happenings in the greater Massapequas and beyonds. If you're viewing this video in syndication, whether on Google Video, MySpace, or YouTube, you are one of an immeasurable amount of viewers. Welcome. This week we have a guest anchor, the esteemed and notable attorney and Democratic candidate for the 12th Assembly District, Craig Heller.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Christine.
You're very welcome and welcome. Tell me what you think about last week's guest anchors.
Well, you had two guys, you had Stuart and Thomas. I can only hope that one guy can do as well as two guys did.
Stuart and Thomas are the entrepreneurs behind the Stuart Thomas Manor. They did a fabulous job here last week guest anchoring, and they're a part of the events that we covered this past week on massapequaNEWS.com. The Taste of the Town.
Well, unfortunately I couldn't attend the Taste of the Town because my daughter was being inducted into an honor society. But
Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, and I hear that the event was great though.
The event was fabulous. You could view photojournalist coverage right on the events page as if you were there.
Sounds good.
Yes.
And we had the all-car friendship meet this weekend.
And I saw you there.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Absolutely, and I had the opportunity to meet a lot of local people to get to discuss the important issues that they care about in the district.
Yes. That was run by the town of Oyster Bay. I actually sat down with Mike Gamba, who was with I believe the Recreation Department. He is a fabulous, terrific guy. I adore him. Really nice guy. It was good to see him. He's a part of the photojournalist coverage on the events page. I caught up with you at the Columbus Feast and Festival. It was good to see you there campaigning.
Oh, I'll tell you, that was a big day. I mean, that was all day from 11 o'clock until 6 o'clock. The place was mobbed with thousands of people. There was a time period you could not move. But you know what? That is a perfect opportunity, again, to meet people, to get to talk about what's important to them. And it was just a beautiful, gorgeous day that if you wanted to have fun that day, that was the place to be.
That was it. It was run by the Knights of Columbus in conjunction with the town of Oyster Bay, and it's something that I hope they do every single year.
Well, they've been doing it, I think, now for 10.
Yes.
Somehow I think we'll be talking about it in another 10 years.
I would love to. We ran into at the Massapequa Post Office dedication to Gerard Fiorenza.
Well, you know, I did attend this dedication, and you know, while it was a solemn event, it was also festive because they were celebrating a guy who, while I personally didn't know, seemed to have been a really nice and great guy.
I know Carol Fiorenza. Well, I recently just met her, and she's a sweetheart. She photographs beautifully. She's on the events page. It was a solemn event, but they did a fabulous job with it, and I'm proud to have our P.O. Box at the Massapequa Post Office now dedicated to Gerard Fiorenza.
And again, that was a beautiful day, so you really had nice weather for such an important event.
Very good. Upcoming events, details on the message board include
the Oyster Fest, which is going to be in downtown Oyster Bay.
Yes, the annual goods and services auction at the by the Community United Methodist Church at the Stuart Thomas Manor, and the charity TMX Elmo raffle to benefit the Luke Newedell Foundation.
Mayhem Manor at Sergio's, and Massapequa Garden Club
at the Village Hall.
At the Village Hall.
Yes. Thursday night jazz night at Il Classico, the 2nd annual Chamber of Commerce Business Expo, the 7th annual Goods and Services auction, again, Community United Methodist Church.
The Ragamuffin Parade that's put on by the North Massapequa Fire Department, which is always a lot of fun.
I hope to catch up with Gary Brosnan that day. I think he's the chief of the North Massapequa Fire Department.
Well, that I'm not sure, but I'll tell you, that will be a lot of fun.
The Murder Mystery Dinner and Show at Our Lady of Lourdes.
And craft games and unique parties.
At Party Penguin. Details on the message board. This week's arrest report on the crime report page includes an unbelievable unbelievable number of drug and alcohol related crimes, arrests, and even a homicide. This has been an ongoing problem, not just in the greater Massapequas.
I agree, and I'll tell you, as a parent of a 16-year-old and a son who's turning 18 years old today.
Happy
so
birthday.
happy birthday, Josh. It's scary.
Yeah. I think maybe tougher laws. I think maybe education.
Well, you have to do the education, and of course you have to come hard down on DWIs, and we do have a new DA, Kathleen Rice, who's coming down really hard on that stuff.
You gotta love that.
Absolutely.
If she's not a force to be reckoned with, I don't know who is. We're not going to touch on the crime analyst report on the crime report page. It speaks for itself. You can find it right on the crime report page. Take a look at the details. In the mail, I received my star rebate for $300.
Well, this is part of the dysfunction of Albany that I've been talking about.
And I don't mean to look a gift horse in the mouth. I appreciate this. But this doesn't resolve my tax bill crisis.
Well, number one, it doesn't resolve your tax bill crisis. Plus, quite frankly, it really is not fair to the public. You're looking at this as being called property tax relief. Well, if it was property tax relief, why did they have to mail it to everybody for a cost of over $1 million?
Why not just reduce my taxes?
Well, they should have credited your tax bill.
Yes.
And then at least you would have had that money going directly toward your taxes. But they wanted to send you the letter. Remember the little letter that's attached here that gives credit to the legislature and to Governor Pataki for giving you these checks.
How much did it cost to mail this?
Over $1 million. And you know what's even scarier? They destroyed 200,000 that were pre-printed that didn't have the letter in it.
So I don't understand. Couldn't my taxes have further been reduced by saving the cost of this mailing?
Well, that's part of my argument, and that's why you have to send me to Albany in order to do that.
Talk to me about your run for the 12th District Assembly.
Well, as I've been talking to most people, the number one issue is taxes, taxes, and taxes.
Taxes.
Okay, and the number one priority that I've been talking about is to lower your property taxes. And the way to do that, from my standpoint, is that we don't get our fair share of state aid from Albany for education right now. Right now, the formula, as it is set up, the average in the state is 37% of school districts that get state aid, a percentage of their bill. 17% goes to Nassau County.
That's not enough.
And
We
the
need more.
reason is because they take real property values too much into account, don't take the regional cost analysis that things cost more here into account, so we don't get our fair share. That has to be pushed for. And what you need is the legislature and the governor to do that. We have a new governor, who I think most of us believe is going to be Elliot Spitzer, a Democrat, and you need to put people in office like myself as a Democrat in a Democrat-dominated assembly, and then we can get this done. This is my number one issue. My promise to all people out there is my number one priority is to lower your property taxes.
I'd like to see you in our assembly district. How can the rest of the viewers see you in upcoming interviews?
Well, there's going to be a debate on News 12 that's going to be on October 18th. It's going to air at 4 o'clock and 11:30 at night. If you miss those, on Saturday and Sunday, October 21st and October 22nd, at 10 o'clock in the morning, it'll air on News 12.
And you're going to debate the assembly position against your opponent.
That's correct.
Sounds great. Craig, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm going to get to the polls. Have a great week, Massapequa. Do something you would want published here next.